In the unforgiving world of America's most dangerous prisons, survival isn't just about strength, it's about allegiance, strategy, and the ability to strike first. In 1996, a single desperate act inside Marion Federal Prison set off a chain reaction of bloodshed, igniting one of the most violent racial wars in U.S. prison history. The battlefield, the prison yard, the warriors, two of the deadliest gangs behind bars, the DC Blacks and the Aryan Brotherhood. As coded messages traveled through razor-wire fortresses and homemade shanks were sharpened in the shadows, one thing became clear: this wasn't just a fight for dominance. It was a war with no rules, no mercy, and only one way out. A bloody feud ignites a war. It's 1996 at the Marion Federal Prison in Illinois, and tensions are brewing behind its high-security walls. A prisoner affiliated with the notorious gang, the DC Blacks, finds himself in trouble with his own crew. Fearing for his life, he takes a drastic measure, assaulting a white inmate to deliberately land himself in solitary confinement. In isolation, he believes he'll be untouchable, safer from his gang's vengeance. However, prison environments operate under strict unwritten codes, and attempts to manipulate the system rarely go unnoticed. The prison authorities, who are well-versed in such tactics, monitor this move closely. While solitary confinement provides a temporary shield, it also paints a target on his back, signaling vulnerability to both enemies and authorities. But prison politics are unforgiving. The racial divisions in the penitentiary are sharp, and when no retaliation follows the assault, other DC Black members see it as a sign of weakness. Within days, a dozen of them launch an attack on several white inmates in the yard, escalating the situation into a full-blown war. This eruption of violence isn't unique to Marion Federal Prison across the United States. Racial and gang-related conflicts have long dictated life behind bars. The prison yard, which is often the setting for these violent skirmishes, becomes a battlefield where gang loyalties are tested and reinforced. These events contribute to an ongoing cycle of retaliation, making it difficult for authorities to maintain peace within correctional facilities. Word of this racial clash soon spreads to ADX Florence, the ultra-secure supermax prison in Colorado, home to some of the most dangerous criminals in the U.S. prison system. Among them are Barry the Baron Mills and Tyler Davis Bingham, two of the highest-ranking members of the Aryan Brotherhood, one of the most feared prison gangs in America. Despite comprising only about 1% of the prison population, the Aryan Brotherhood has been responsible for nearly 18% of all murders behind bars, making them one of the most violent and organized factions in the system. Their influence extends far beyond their numbers, and they have a structured hierarchy that allows them to efficiently control and command their operations, even from within the confines of high-security prisons. The Brotherhood's reach isn't just within prison walls. They have a network of affiliates on the outside who continue their criminal enterprises, ensuring that their influence remains intact. Communication among these high-profile gang leaders is nearly impossible due to extreme lockdown measures. Yet, somehow, Bingham manages to send a letter to Mills with a simple yet ominous message. Confirm message from Christ to move on DC. It's a coded order, signaling that the Brotherhood is about to retaliate. The message is transmitted throughout prisons in 3 different formats, one using sophisticated coded language, another in prison slang, and a third in invisible ink made from urine. 4 chilling words spread like wildfire. War with DC Blacks. Despite rigorous monitoring by prison officials, gangs like the Aryan Brotherhood have mastered clandestine communication methods, using creative and often undetectable techniques to coordinate their operations. These messages travel through multiple channels, bouncing between members in different facilities, ensuring that their orders are executed without delay. This ability to communicate under extreme lockdown conditions speaks to the gang's resourcefulness and organizational discipline. By August 1997, the Aryan Brotherhood executes its plan. In Lewisburg Federal Prison, several AB hitmen stabbed 2 members of the DC Blacks to death with homemade shanks, critically injuring 3 others. The racial war has begun, cementing the Aryan Brotherhood's reputation as a brutal, highly disciplined force, capable of orchestrating violence anywhere, anytime. The precision of their attack highlights their military-like coordination, with lookouts deployed and strategies meticulously planned. The use of homemade weapons further demonstrates their adaptability, as these tools are crafted from everyday prison materials. This attack serves as a message to all inmates: defying the Aryan Brotherhood comes with fatal consequences. The birth of the Aryan Brotherhood. The origins of the Aryan Brotherhood trace back to 1964 in San Quentin State Prison, one of California's most notorious penitentiaries. As the civil rights movement was sweeping the country, the opposite was happening behind prison walls. Black inmates formed their own gang, the Black Guerrilla Family, in response to systemic racial violence. White inmates followed suit, initially forming a group called the Diamond Tooth Gang, named for the shards of glass they embedded in their teeth to reflect the sunlight. Eventually, this gang evolved into the Aryan Brotherhood, often referred to as the Brand. Unlike other prison gangs that formed around criminal enterprises, the AB initially justified its existence as a self-defense group, protecting white inmates in a racially charged environment. However, over time, its objectives shifted from racial unity to unrelenting criminal activity, establishing a brutal reputation built on violence, extortion, and drug trafficking. Unlike most prison gangs that welcome recruits in large numbers, the IP operates differently. Prospective members must prove themselves through extreme violence, often carrying out stabbings or murders before they are accepted. The gang even has an initiation pledge that reads, "An Aryan brother is without a care. He walks where the weak and heartless won't dare. And if by chance he should stumble and lose control, his brothers will be there to help reach his goal." Their motto: blood in, blood out. Once a member, the only way out is death. The concept of loyalty is ingrained in their members from the beginning, with violent initiation rites designed to ensure absolute commitment. This exclusivity makes the Aryan Brotherhood one of the most disciplined and deadly organizations in the prison system. Their selective membership process means that each recruit is not just another inmate seeking protection, but a hardened individual capable of contributing to the gang's long-term dominance. The rise of a criminal empire. By the 1970s, the Aryan Brotherhood had expanded across California's prison system, engaging in organized crime operations that included drug trafficking, gambling, extortion, and contract killings. The gang's reach soon extended beyond prison walls, with ex-convicts establishing profitable operations in armed robbery, drug distribution, and even murder for hire. The financial structure of the Brotherhood mimics that of organized crime syndicates, with profits from illicit activities being funneled through carefully maintained networks. Inside prisons, they control the flow of contraband, ensuring a constant stream of income while maintaining absolute authority over the inmate population. This expansion marked a turning point for the gang, shifting its focus from racial violence to economic power. Additionally, the Brotherhood began forming alliances with other organized crime groups, including the Mexican Mafia and some factions of the Italian-American Mafia, which allowed them to extend their influence even further. These partnerships facilitated drug distribution channels that ensured a steady influx of narcotics into the prison system. The sheer level of discipline and control exhibited by the gang allowed them to sustain their dominance, even in maximum security facilities. One of the most notorious early members, Michael Thompson, was a 6'4", 300-pound former football star who was approached by AB leaders after defending himself in a prison yard attack. Despite initially hesitating due to the gang's white supremacist ideology, Thompson joined for survival. Once inside, he quickly rose to prominence, learning the Brotherhood's structured curriculum, reading books like The Art of War and The Prince, while mastering the art of prison warfare. His ascent within the ranks demonstrated the Brotherhood's emphasis on physical dominance and strategic thinking. Leadership within the gang isn't just about brutality. It requires a deep understanding of manipulation, negotiation, and long-term planning to maintain control. Over time, Thompson's ability to navigate the politics of the Brotherhood made him a crucial figure in the gang's leadership, overseeing operations both inside and outside of prison. His ability to command loyalty from other inmates, along with his extensive knowledge of gang operations, solidified his place as one of the key decision-makers within the organization. Despite his status, Thompson eventually turned against the gang, testifying against members and becoming one of the highest-ranking defectors in the Brotherhood's history. Law enforcement cracked down in the modern-day Aryan Brotherhood. As the Aryan Brotherhood's power grew, law enforcement ramped up efforts to dismantle the gang. By the early 2000s, federal authorities used RICO charges to take down key leaders. In 2002, a major indictment targeted 29 AB members, including Barry the Baron Mills and T.D. Bingham, for murder and racketeering. Though they avoided the death penalty, both received life sentences. Despite leadership arrests, the Brotherhood remained a force, using coded messages and contraband smuggling to maintain operations. A 2020 crackdown led to 60 arrests and the seizure of 80 pounds of meth, highlighting their continued role in organized crime. Their decentralized structure ensures resilience, keeping them active even under maximum security conditions. That's all for today's video. If you found this deep dive into the underworld of prison gangs fascinating, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more gripping content. Share this video with friends who love crime stories, and let us know in the comments what topic you'd like us to cover next. Stay safe and see you in the next one.